Hare Krishna. So, welcome, dear devotees. Are you able to hear me very clearly? Is it possible for you to hear me? My voice is clear or is some echo? Okay. Welcome to Amrit Babu Prabhu also. It seems he had night duty or something. He joined us quite long back after some time. And where is your other part? If the husband or is not following, the wife will not follow. So you should come regularly and tell her that she should also come. Anyways, we were talking about family traditions. So this is our family tradition. Prabhupada established. We should discuss Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Since we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam in the evening, so we're going to discuss Bhagavad Gita in the morning. Okay. So let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Gita Sugita Kartavyam Kimanyai Shastra Vistarai. Yah Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukham Padmadvinistritah. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter number 1, Observing the Armies, text number 42. Doshere te kulagnanam varna sankar karakai utsadyante jati dharma kuladharmascha shashvataha. So before we enter into this shloka, we should remember that what was yesterday's discussion. Arjuna has said, those who will destroy the Kulagnanam, and those who are others who are ancestors, both will be taken into hell because of Varna Sankar population, unwanted population who have no sanskaras. And the reason given was that they will not offer Lupta Pindo Daka Kriya, that the tradition, the family tradition of offering food and water to the ancestors will be lost. So like this. So now he will go further to elaborate on this point, to emphasize why he should not fight, why this war should not be held. So let us discuss this. Dosher ete, because of such faults. What faults? The fault of not offering food and water as oblations in as sraddha to the previous ancestors. Kulagnanam, that means mm, those people who have destroyed the family because of the war. Varnas, and the reason, and because they have destroyed the family, Varna Sankara Karakaihi, it has caused it has caused unwanted population which are infected with the dosha of not offering pinda, or food and water to ancestors. And we must remember that it is not difficult to offer water and food to the ancestors, but why they won't do it? Because they do not have faith in the whole process, in the whole Vedic process. Then the words are utsadyante jati dharma. Utsadyante means destroying, or uh, or getting destroyed. Jati dharma, jati means brahman, kshatriya, vaishya ityadi. So their individual dharmas will be destroyed. Kula dharma shashvatah. Now you understand, jati dharma and kula dharma will all be destroyed. Within a brahmana jati also there are different kulas, there are different lineages, and they will have different traditions or dharmas to be followed, which are shashvatah, which are followed since time immemorial. So they all will be destroyed. So I think you've understood the meaning of the shloka. Let us read the translation. By the evil deeds of those who destroyed the family tradition and thus gave rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are destroyed. Evil deed of the people who fought the war will cause unwanted children who will not take to the who will not take to the process of accepting the family traditions in a parampara system. That is the point. Gita Bhushan commentary. In two verses, Arjuna summarizes the faults of mixed varnas, that means the Varna Sankars. The principles of being a Kshatriya, that means Jati Dharma. Did not I think mention this point? Jati means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Ityadi. And the principles and special rules of the particular family, that means Kula Dharma, and ashram principles as well will disappear. I think you are able to understand these points. Again, I explain this. Jati dharma means, in general, what a Kshatriya is supposed to behave. All the Kshatriyas are belonging to one jati and they have to behave in a certain way. They have to follow certain dharma. Just like we mentioned this point that when a Kshatriya is challenged or asked to play a game of dice, he cannot refuse. So this is applicable for all the Kshatriyas, is it not? But the particular Kula, that means let's say that, let's say Yaduvansh. So the Yaduvansh is also Kshatriyas and Kauravas are also Kshatriyas, but they are belonging to different Kulas. Kula, you understand? Clans, CLANs. Is it understandable what I'm trying to speak? All of them are Kshatriyas, but they are different clans. Just like, let's see, okay, are there different clans here? Okay, we have two Sharmas here, Shashikant Sharma and Raja Sharma. So they are both from Brahmana. We can say they are both Brahmanas, no problem. And but they are having a similar clan. Their Kula is same. Do you agree? Okay. Now, Amrit Prabhu Prabhu also is from a Brahmana family. His name is Karmi, I would say not Karmi, but legal name is Sudhanshu Dubey. So, is he not a Brahmana? Yes, but a Brahmana who sleeps in the morning and does not come for the class. Anyhow, just joking with you. But you can see Dubeji's school is different from Sharmaji. Does it make sense? So, in general, the principles of a Brahmana must be followed by Sharmaji and Dubeji, but but then details of the clan will be different, is it not? Some traditions will be different, so like that is mentioned. Similarly, we have Bansal, Johi Mataji is Bansal, and then that means Vaishya family, and some will be Gupta ji. Is there some Gupta ji? Yes, Anuradha Gupta. Okay, so now they are both from Vaishya family, from Vaishya in general, but their Kula is different. Does it make sense? I think now it should be very clear what I'm trying to say. So Kula Dharma and Jati Dharma, they will all be destroyed. Okay, let's go further. So, and one second, sorry, where it is? I did not notice this word. The word cha means and. Jati dharma, kula dharma, and cha means ashram dharma will also be destroyed. Ashram dharma means in general the ashram dharma will be destroyed. So you see how deep every shloka is. Even one word cha is so important. Rather, never neglect this word cha. Whenever such small words come, cha, eva, eva, then you have to make note what it's a very important word, and you will see so many times in Bhagavad Gita. So Jati Dharma you understood, Kula Dharma you understood, and cha means Ashram Dharma in general will be destroyed. Okay. Okay, let's go further. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Community projects for the four orders of human society combined with family welfare activities as they are set forth by the institution of Sanatan Dharma or Varnashram Dharma, are designed to enable the human being to attain his ultimate salvation. This is a very important point. Why Prabhupada was so much into establishing Varnashram Dharma? You see, this I think all the devotees understand that the purpose of human life is to go back home, back to Godhead, or to get love of God. But you see, everybody will not be able to immediately accept the Bhagavad principles. So, how they can be engaged along with devotional service, how they can be engaged as per their psychophysical nature? Psychophysical nature, you understand, psychological nature and physiological nature. That means according to the body, so that they are happily situated. I give a practical example. I hope this will never go wrong. Our Shashikant Sharma Prabhuji. So he likes to do farming and he likes to do agriculture. So now also he's doing devotional service, no problem. So that he's doing right now for Krishna, and I don't have to go to the farm to see whether Shashikant Prabhu is working or not. Is it not? Rather, when I go to farm, I say, Prabhuji, little work, little less. Does it make sense to you? So now, if I am put in farming situation, it becomes very difficult for me. I may not know all those things, but I like to, like particularly I like to share this knowledge, and I also do like to some do some management for Krishna. So I have different capabilities given to me by Krishna. If you tell me to make khichdi every day, even that will be difficult for me, but I can run the devotee kitchen by the help of devotees who can do it every day. Are you able to understand this point? Even in a temple, there are different devotees doing different services for Krishna, and that is as per their nature. Is it not? Just like I'm giving so many, so you can learn so many examples in our services in this preaching. Somebody is designing, somebody is translating. Everybody cannot do the same service. But if they are engaged as per Varnashrama in Krishna's service, that is the Daivi Varnashram, then they make gradual progress. We all make gradual progress towards Krishna. Just like Prabhuji is growing some nice things like wheat and everything, they're all offered to Krishna and for the pleasure of devotees. All gets offered to Krishna. It's all devotional service. And there is no high and low in this point. I think you know this point already. So Varnashram Dharma means, again, example. Like my hand, I love my hand, love not love, but I value it because it does what it's supposed to do. Is it not? I love my not love, but I appreciate my legs because they help me to serve Krishna the way they are supposed to serve. It's a very nice example. I love my stomach so much because it really helps me to serve Krishna, and also love my tongue. I can so all the body parts of my body are very much valued because they are assisting in their own way to serve Shubh Krishna Das in serving Krishna. Does it make sense? It is not expected that the hand should think. It should not. It is not expected that the head should bang. Definitely not. So like this. So I'm saying different body parts are considered equally valuable if they are engaged in service. If they engage as per their capacity. Does it make sense? So it's very simple. So now why I'm saying all this. This helps the people or devotees or devotees in general or people in general to live a balanced life and offer the activities for which they have natural proclivities, natural inclination, and then offer it to Krishna. And it becomes very easy for them to practice Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, if you say only you have to chant Hare Krishna all throughout the day, it becomes very difficult for anybody to practice Krishna consciousness. I think now you understand Varnashram. So Varnashram again, example is given. Just like in your homes, there is a concrete slab on top of you, is it not? So now, to put that concrete slab, they have to put something called a frame, a wooden frame is put, and on that the wet concrete is put, and then this is the way the whole roof is constructed. So the real purpose is to construct the roof, but for that we need to have some kind of framework. So Varnashram is the framework, and bhakti is the essence. So within that Varnashram system, a devotee is very easily able to practice Krishna consciousness. Okay, I will take up some questions later on if you have in this regard. And the purpose is to ultimately take him back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatan Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of society brings about whatever, how you pronounce it, chaos in that society, and consequently people forget the aim of life, Vishnu. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. It's a very important point. Now you must have understood how Srila Prabhupada is explaining this point in context to the present leadership. Andha yathandir upaniyamana tepi shutantra urudam nibaddha. Very beautiful shloka comes from Srimad Bhagavatam. I give you this very simple example. Suppose I am your leader. Now my eyes are closed and I cannot see. And by default, all the followers are also blind. Okay? But I am not declaring that I am blind. You just imagine all of you are my what to say, followers, for example. Although actually I am following you because I come after you in the japa. It's not that you are my followers. Yes, I'm just saying you are disciplining me every day. Prabhuji should please come in time 5:30. Why you are not giving the japa talk? So I have to. Oh, so okay, the Mataji has come. So now you see Amritapur has come. So Mataji has also come. Okay. So what I wanted to say, yeah. So Krishna. Yes. So now I am blind. I'm closing my eyes and speak. I am blind, and please close your eyes also for 1 minute and just hear. Then now you understand. So your eyes are closed. I cannot see you. and my eyes are closed. Sorry, your eyes are closed, you can't see me, and my eyes are closed, I can't see you. Now I am declaring, my dear followers, I will take you to the path of happiness. I will not tell you, I cannot tell you also where that will lead you to, but definitely if you follow me, it will take me back home, not back home, back to Godhead, but path to happiness. Is it not? Now, when you close the eyes, now you can feel what I'm trying to say. Now you can open the eyes, no problem. So you see how it is that I am closing my eyes. What is the meaning of blind leaders? They do not know Vedic knowledge. That is the whole point. Our eyes are the Vedic knowledge. Is it? Be very careful about this. Our eyes are Vedic knowledge. Otherwise, we are all born blind. Is it clear? This is acceptable. We do not know what is the goal of life. We do not know, simply using by a tongue, by chanting Hare Krishna, we can go back to Godhead. Is that clear? So it's very clear. So now here, these leaders are blind. You ask any leader who has passed away or who are existing now, do you know the goal of life? What? No. And then they are motivating all of us to work very hard, so that we can, their promise is that we will make you happy in this coming 5 year plan. By this end of 5 year, you'll definitely be happy. But by that time that fellow goes, and the next fellow also promises the same thing. Is it not? So you see, this is the point we are addressing here. We are blind, the leaders are blind, and andher thander upaniyamanan, and we are holding. Now, is it elaborate on this? Very nice. Now, I am on the first row, and after me is not CP. What is that? Amrit Prabhu, and anyhow, you are all devotees. After that is Rudra Prabhu, and after that some Mataji, like this, one after another. And all of us are blind and thinking that we are going in right direction. No, my dear devotees, if we do not have Vedic knowledge, we are going right into the ditch. Not even in the ditch. Hindi mein kehte hai khai. Khai ko kya kehte hai? I don't remember. Valley. We are directly going into the valley. So that's the point. We have seen all before the kings were given this knowledge, as told by Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna himself. Imam Radhar Shividahu. They were knowing what is dharma, what is Sanatan dharma, and you see here Arjuna being conscious of the value of Varnashram dharma is very much concerned that this Varnashram dharma should not be stopped. Is it very clear? Okay. So we go further. We'll take one more shloka. And yes, and one more point Prabhupada is explaining here. And persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. Chaos, I don't know, I'm not an Englishman, and I don't know, whatever is the pronunciation. What is the chaos? Everybody wants to be the leader. Everybody wants to be the administrator. But they do not know what qualities they are born with. Is it not? You see how I heard from my sister, and I heard from other people that how there is turmoil in Rajasthan. There is so much what is the agitation against the government and like that. Why is like this? Shashikant Prabhu knows also how the villagers are. They behave, they do not think anything. So nobody is educating them. They are losing respect, and they are also they have Lakshmi, and as they have Lakshmi means money, and then they whatever, drink alcohol and all kind of things. So Shudras are not meant to be given money, because if they get money, they will not offer bhoga to Krishna. They will simply drink liquor and do all those wrong things. So you see, in whose hand money has to be there, in whose hand knowledge has to be there, in whose hand the knowledge of Shastra has to be there, is all nicely governed by the principle of Varnashram. So I think this is very clear. One more example you can say. Just like the gun in the hand of soldiers, when you see a soldier with gun in hand, what do you feel? Oh, you feel a sense of protection, is it not? But if you see the same gun in the hand of a terrorist, then what do you feel? You feel more protected, is it not? No, you feel fear. What? What is this? Similarly, so the knowledge, the power also should be handled with people who are compatible. Or capable, or most importantly, not only capable followers of dharma. I'll explain more on this. You will see in Srimad Bhagavatam that in order to save himself, just himself, Ashwatthama released the Brahma Astra without thinking that this will destroy the whole universe. So then Arjuna also had Brahmastra. So then Lord told, he does not know how to, I would say, retrieve it. So you please retrieve it, otherwise the whole universe will get destroyed. So now you understand how a person who does not have proper dharmic consideration, if he has power and knowledge, he may use it for ulterior purposes. Again, the same thing. You see how atomic bombs have brought destruction of innocent people, is it not? So now we can elaborate a lot on this, but we have actually given whatever I could speak. Main thing is a person, a leader who does not have shastric knowledge is blind, and anybody who follows him will also be blind and will be led to a valley, a dark valley, or you can say dark well from where he cannot come out. Before we go further in the next shloka, think about it. Like Chandani Mataji, I think you are already married, it seems. So now, if you would have not been married to Amrit Vapu Prabhu, would you have ever chanted Hare Krishna? Would you have ever attended Bhagavad Gita class now? If I would have not asked Amrit Vapu Prabhu, he would have never called you here to hear Bhagavad Gita. I'm giving you just one example, and you cannot imagine what good fortune you have to have a devotee husband. Devotee husband means devotee leader. It's an amazing thing. I'm just addressing Amrit Prabhu. He's a good boy. He's a good devotee. And same thing applies to all the devotees here. Just like Juhi Mataji has a younger sister, she does not know how much fortunate she is to have devotee mother and devotee sisters who can tell her Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead you serve. Same thing with Milan. Everybody, and most importantly, we are so fortunate that our grandfather, we have a common grandfather. Who is the grandfather? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So he is the best Brahmana, and when we read his books, we get so much information. Sometimes the mother may not have information, but the grandmother says, yes, I have the information. You do like this. Similarly, I may not have the knowledge. Definitely, I don't have. Whatever I learning from the grandfather and my spiritual master and my Shiksha Guru, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj, we are disseminating, transmitting. So all the other kids will also learn like this. Is it not? Like this. So now this family tradition has to be maintained, otherwise blind will lead to blind. Okay, before I go further, no, I'll take questions at the end only. I'll just take one more shloka and then we'll take up questions. Yes, if you have any questions you can note it down and then you can ask me at the end of the question. What will happen after this? Bhagavad Gita 1.43. Utsanna kula dharmanam manusyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavati iti anusushruma. Now, if somebody may raise a question, Arjuna, how are you so much sure about these consequences? Then he says, I have heard this. Anushruma. Anushruma means, Shushruma means heard very nicely, and Anu means I have heard from authorities. I've heard about this from previous authorities. What you have heard? I've heard this Utsanna Kula Dharmanam. Utsanna means despoiled. If you can see the word spoiled is here. Kula Dharmanam. That means if the Kula Dharmas are destroyed, then Manushanam Janardana, oh Janardana, Narake Niyatam Vaso, that the human beings will definitely go to Naraka. Niyatam, what does Srila Prabhupada Niyatam says? Always, surely they will go to Naraka. The human beings will surely go to Naraka. Vas, you understand? Vas means where we stay. And Bhavati iti, Vaso Bhavati iti. Definitely human beings, oh Janardana, because the Kula Dharmas are destroyed, definitely the human beings will go to hell to stay there like that. How do you know where is the hell? Who said that hell is the exist? Sometimes people say like this. How do you know hell exists? Kisne dekha hai? Who has seen? I always answer them. Do you want to see? Do you want to see? And it's not that it's like a sightseeing tour. If, now, if we go there, then we have to experience there what is happening there for thousands of years. So better not see, just hear from authorities that Naraka is there and do not try to see. Is it not? Just like if there is current on 11 kV volt 9, 11,000 volt 9, do you see the current? You don't see the current, but you don't want to see the current also, no? You don't want to touch it. Yeah, now I understand. No, you will not be able to explain how it felt like. So we don't want to see Naraka. An intelligent person wants to hear from Shastra and understand. Just like if I offer food to Krishna, I become liberated. I get immense piety. Yes, But if I don't offer food to Krishna, then I'm getting sin. So this is one of the principles of Varnashram Dharma. All the Brahmana families, please hear very carefully, and everybody should hear very carefully. Offer your food to Krishna. Prabhupada used to say, Prabhupada said in one of the Bhagavad, grandfather is saying, it was normal in a Brahmana's family that there used to be a Shaligram. Where is a Shaligram Amritapu? And where is a Shaligram Shashikant Prabhu? Isha Mataji, where is the shaligram? Bring your shaligram. Anyhow, if you can have just photo of Krishna, that is sufficient. And food was offered, so naturally, prasadam was offered. There is no question of eating bhoga. There is no question of eating bhoga. There is no question of eating chocolates. A brahmana should not do, and everybody should follow the brahmanas. Yes, brahmanas are leaders like this. So I'm just saying that why I'm saying this, if a person does not do, then he goes to hell, whether he's a brahmana, whether he's a kshatriya or anybody. If a person does not follow dharma, he will, if there is dharma and there is dharma, there is nothing in between. So now if dharma is followed, and then naturally dharma is removed from it. Before I go further, a very interesting point. In my Zoom, I am broadcasting it using OBS, and I can also use the camera directly from Zoom application. So if I'm using my camera through OBS, the Zoom says the camera cannot be activated. If I use my camera from Zoom, the OBS says no, the camera cannot be activated. That means at one point, camera can be only used by one application. Yes, so if I'm engaged in dharma, then I cannot be engaged in adharma. If I'm engaging my senses in adharma, then I cannot engage my senses in dharma. So Radha Govind Maharaj makes it very nicely put. He puts it very nicely. When there is an opportunity to do dharma, you should run and do that dharma, because maybe that opportunity to do to dharma is lost. Okay, and when there is an opportunity to do to adharma, you be behind in the line, so that by that time there's an opportunity to do adharma, that opportunity might get lost. धर्म करने में सबसे आगे रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि हो सकता है धर्म करने की मौका छूट जाए, और अधर्म करने में सबसे पीछे रहना चाहिए. जैसे होता है ना, प्रसादम की लाइन में पहुंचे और प्रसादम समाप्त, तो अधर्म करने में पीछे रहना चाहिए कि जब तक पहुंचे हो सकता है अधर्म करने का मौका छूट जाए, है कि नहीं. That's why we should have get up early in the morning, so that we collect as much Bhagavad dharma as possible. Is it not? Most of the devotees must have chanted 28,000 names of Krishna. 28,000 names if you have chanted 16 rounds. Mangalarati or Tulsi Arti, and now we are hearing Bhagavad Gita. Is it not? So for this we should be very much forward. So now why I'm saying all these things? Because a person who does not follow dharma will have to go to hell. Narake niyantam vasho bhavati iti anusushrama. How do you know? Anusushrama. I've heard from authorities. So even a great warrior like Kshatriya warrior like Arjuna, he is relying on hearing from authorities, hearing from Shastra. He does not give his personal opinion. Is it okay? So Arjuna is not saying that I am just saying out of my own logic and argument. I've heard it from the previous authorities. Okay. So now we go further. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell. So now I think you must have noticed this word disciplic succession. Why it is there? Because of the word Anushushrama. Does it make sense? Every time it will come Anu Kirtan, Anu Shravanam, Anu. Whenever you say Anu means Anugatya, following the previous authorities who have explained to me. Okay, we'll go further. Gita Bhushan commentary. Before I really want to. This is nice. This is a little a joke. Not a joke, but a principle of dharma. Chandni Mataji, you hear very carefully. Whatever the husband does, dharma or adharma, if the wife is cooperating, she gets 50% of the credit. So if you help Prabhuji to chant 16 rounds, so you get 8 rounds benefit automatically. Just like now, Prabhuji, you are sharing I don't know, you are sharing your phone, or Prabhuji is sharing, I don't know who is sharing, but you are sharing the smartphone or data capacity of Prabhuji's mobile phone, is it not? So you are also hearing Bhagavad Gita same as Amrit Prabhu is hearing. See, you understand the point? And this is a principle holding for everybody. Anybody who helps anybody in any dharma, anything actually, you will get the same thing after death. So you please help Amrit Prabhu to go back to Godhead so that you will go automatically. But you should also chant Hare Krishna. Okay. I'm giving you new instructions because according to me, you are a baby in Krishna consciousness. So you have to teach the babies. Yes? Okay. Now we go further. So why I'm saying this point? Just now I mentioned this point. This also I have heard. I cannot see how, or no, none of us can see how the piety of husband goes to the wife. Is it not? Then what I will say, what if you ask Prabhuji, how do you know? Then I say, Bhavati iti anususruma. This I have heard from Srila Prabhupada, I had heard from Shastra. Does it make sense? Prabhuji, does it work either way also? Yes. If the wife also serves with a devotee of Krishna, and even if the husband apparently in the beginning cannot perform devotional service, but then by the potency of the devotional service of the wife, he also gets. So that's why it's called dharma patani. So all those things have to be done. All those things have to be learned so that we know how to get benefit in spiritual in our human form of life. Let's go forward to Gita Bhushan commentary. In this verse, the phrase Kula Dharma stands for Jati Dharma and Ashrama Dharma as well. It is a beautiful point. See, this we have no range. I mean, it's amazing what they're speaking. Before there were three kind of dharmas: Kula Dharma, Jati Dharma, and Cha. Cha means Ashram Dharma. So that we could not think. Now Srila Baldev Vidabhushan Pad says when he's saying Kula Dharma, one should not think that Jati Dharma and Ashram Dharma will be protected. No, by saying Kula Dharma, by Upalakshan, you should understand Jati Dharma and Ashram Dharma. What does it mean? Try to understand. This word also should be understood is called upalakshan. Upalakshan means if one thing is said, then other things should be understood. Are you able to understand this word? If you hear Maharaj's lecture, he will explain so many times. Acharyas say like this, like Shravanam Ityadi, Janmadi. So when you say Janma, it from Upalakshan you should understand that Janma, Sthiti and Pralay. That means creation of the universe and destruction of the universe and maintenance of the universe also. So when here he is saying Kula Dharma, so from Kula Dharma we understand it also means Jati Dharma will be destroyed and it also means Ashram Dharma will be destroyed. Make sense? Like this. This is called Uplakshan. We have heard from the mouth of the Guru Anusushrama about this with such words as the following: Praishchitam akurvanaha papeshu niratah narah अपश्चातापिनः कष्टान nirayan yanti dharunan. Those who do not perform prayashchittas, that means atonements, after engaging in sins and are not repentant, go to the most terrible hells. So now this is he's substantiating his argument from his previous he's substantiating his previous argument which is given in previous shloka, that those who will not follow dharma, they will anyhow, some sin is always performed by the living entity here, and definitely they will have to go to hell. It's very easy to understand. Purport. Arjuna bases his argument not on his own personal experience, but on what he has heard from the authorities. This is an extremely important line, and that's why I'm highlighting it here. Why? You see, we don't know anything by our experience. By our experience, we were born. Okay, we were born. By our experience, did we know how to, what is our name? Okay, we do not know. By our experience, did we know where we are supposed to pass urine and stool? Even that has to be told. Is it not? We do not know by which hand we are supposed to eat. Like when Brahmana asked one person, why are you eating by both hands? The answer is, because I don't have four hands. So a proper cultured person does not use his left hand, he uses his right hand. But the answer was, because I don't have four hands. Now see what kind of outrageous answer is this? You should have asked that, oh my dear Prabhu, my dear Brahmana, how should I behave? So now you see, how should I behave as a human being? We just don't know. We have to be taught at every step, is it not? What tilak I should put? Just by putting this tilak, you get delivered. Nobody, no Yamduta can touch you if you have this tilak on your forehead. So like this, you can see, and you must be learning in our discussions, you must be learning so many things about dharma, is it not? Just like give an example, one devotee was paying obeisances to Krishna by putting Krishna on his right side. I said, no, this is not the way. You should have Krishna on your left side. So everywhere we have to learn by hearing, and that hearing has to be done from authorities, not from anyone else, not from anybody. One of our devotee was talking to a atheist, and he says, "Are, why are you saying like this? Krishna is God." Then my student said, "My Guruji told." Now that fellow told, "Oh, I'll accept any pan wala as guru." So you say, my student could not answer, but he said, I told him, no, you should have not told. First of all, you should have told that my Guruji does not eat pan. This is first thing. He is not a pan wala. First, and neither he sells pan, neither he eats pan. Okay, and the second thing is that he's speaking from Bhagavad Gita. So pan wala cannot speak from Bhagavad Gita, is it not? Yes. Similarly, we have to accept. This is very important point. Is called Guru Sadhu Shastra. Rather, actually, it is like this: Shastra Guru Sadhu Vakya Chitite Koriya Aikya. Narottam Das Thakur says, how can we ascertain what is dharma? Center point is Shastra, then is Guru and Sadhu. Guru and Sadhu are to be heard and accepted if they speak what is there in the Shastra. Does it make sense to you? You should always make it a point. If we get an opportunity to discuss Chaitan Charitamrita, you will see very, very meticulously how, if one Siddhanta is spoken in Bengali by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he will give numerous Sanskrit quotations from various bona fide Shastra to support his point, what he's saying. So there is no problem in having logic, but there is problem in having logic without having any basis on Shastra. Does it make sense to you? Arjuna is not simply giving his logic. He is giving logic based on Shastra. What he's saying is not wrong. So that has to be understood. So anything, if we have to do something in our life, we must ascertain, as certain. Certainly, I must do it. Ascertain based on Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Shastra should be in center, and if we can't understand the Shastra, then Guru and Sadhu will explain that thing. And another advantage is, even if we don't read Shastra, if we hear at least from those who are knowledgeable, then they can explain to us what is there, what is the conclusion of Shastra. Okay, I hope it is clear. So very important point. Another important point in this is logic has no pratishtha. I am very intelligent, I'll destroy somebody's logic, and somebody is more intelligent than me, then he will destroy my logic, and we can never come to a conclusion. That is the way of receiving real knowledge. Okay. One cannot reach the real point of factual knowledge without being helped by the right person who is already established in that knowledge. That is very clear. A person who has followed Shastra, followed his previous authorities, now his realization of the knowledge, because he received in the parampara, and then he can transmit or disseminate the knowledge, same knowledge, to others. There is a system in the Varnashram institution by which before death one has to undergo the process of atonement for his sinful activities. This is very easy to understand. This is called prayashchit. Whatever sin we have unknowingly or knowingly done in this life, we can atone for it by doing prayashchit. One who is always engaged in sinful activities must utilize the process of atonement called the prayashchitta. Without doing so, one surely be transferred to hellish planets to undergo miserable lives as a result of sinful activities. It's a very important point here. This will be discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.1. You can read it. He says that Guruni Laghuni, these two words are coming. If I have done a heavy sin, then I must do heavy atonement. If I have done small sin, then I have to do small atonement, like this. But if I have not done atonement, then definitely I will have to go to hell. Now, please remember, hell is not only for Hindus who actually very innocently believe in hell. No, hell is for everybody. Just like one devotee, Devamrit Maharaj was, no, Prahladanand Maharaj or Devamrit Maharaj was making a joke. He says some people have a conception that if we kill some people around, maybe thousands or hundreds, then we'll go to heaven where we'll enjoy with 70 maidens. But then he said they are in an illusion, because when they actually go there, they will realize that place is not as it was promised. You understand? If you kill people and indiscriminately, you know what I'm referring to. All these terrorists, they are made to they are convinced that you be a suicide bomber and you kill people, and after you kill, you will perform great dharma, and you will enjoy in heaven with heavenly damsels. But you know that they will go to hell for all these things. So now, And then now you can see how by simply hearing, he can dedicate his life to such an extent that he can become a suicide bomber. It's all by hearing only, hearing. And if we hear about Krishna, from Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavatam, naturally we can dedicate more and more our life to Krishna. Just see the potency of hearing, is it not? Like this. So I think this is also clear. We have 20 minutes. So now, as instructed by one devotee, I should not extend 9 o'clock. So I'll stop here and we leave some time for Parayan, because it is very important. Is it not? We heard about it. Swadhyay principle means that we should do Parayan, we should do Path, we should do Smaranam, like this. So, okay, I'll just allow devotees, one second, to ask some questions if they want. If they have some comments, I'll open the mute button. This Prabhu only speaks. He does not allow us to speak. What does he think? We do not know anything about Bhagavad Gita. Here also, we are not less than anybody. So yes, so if you have any questions, comments, objections, or comments with a question mark, you can ask. You have any questions or comments? Somebody has to say something.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Prabhuji, do we have to follow the instructions of Krishna even if it does not follow dharma?
Do you think Krishna will give us an instruction which does not follow dharma?
No, but here.
Normally not. Normally not. I'm thinking of one example that when he asked Yudhishthira Maharaj to tell a lie. So now he should have told the lie. You know that pastime where Dronacharya could not be killed, and it was asked from Dronacharya. That's amazing. Asked from Dronacharya how you can be killed. He said, until and unless I have weapon in my hand, nobody can defeat me. So then how you will release the weapon or relieve the weapon? I am very much attached to my son Ashwathama. If I hear that he has been killed or something, then I'll give up the weapons. So you know that Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked by Lord Krishna that you are known as a person who has never spoken truth in his life. Imagine that. Never ever spoken lie, sorry, lie. Lie, not truth. Never ever spoken lie in his whole life. Amazing, is it not? And then if you tell, then Dronacharya will believe. So then Bhima killed a elephant named Ashwathama, and then everybody says Ashwathama hata, Ashwathama has died, but Dronacharya did not believe. So then he's approached Yudhishthira Maharaj, and Yudhishthira Maharaj said Ashwathama hata naro Kuva Kunjara. Nara means human being, Kunjara means hathi, elephant. So he says Ashwathama Hatha. When he spoke this, everybody was silent. But when he said Naro Va Kunjara, then they blew conch shells. So Dronacharya could not hear. So then he gave up his weapon and Drishtadyumna could kill him. So I'm just saying, and it is mentioned there because some people say because Yudhishthira Maharaj spoke lies, that's why earlier his ratha was above the ground, but and afterwards it touched the ground. But some other devotees also have said that because he disobeyed Krishna, that's why it's like that. So ultimately, what we learn from Bhagavad Gita, that Jiver Sarupa Hoy Krishna Nityadas. So ultimate dharma or is Bhagavad dharma, that giving up, that's what the instruction of Krishna, give up all other dharmas and follow my instruction. Everything will be auspicious. Yesterday only I was reading this. Lord Vishnu is always auspicious. Beautiful point by Srila Prabhupada. And anybody who follows the instructions of Lord Vishnu is also auspicious, all auspicious for everybody. So if you follow the instruction of Krishna, Manmana, Bhavamad Bhakto, Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru, we will be full of all auspiciousness, and this is the highest dharma, and we will create auspiciousness for everybody. That has answered the question? Jai Mataji, are you satisfied? Okay. Yes, Sashikant Prabhu, please unmute yourself and ask the question or comment or anything you want to say. Shashikant Prabhu has raised his hand, so first we will give him opportunity. You want to say something? Or maybe he did a mistake. So, okay, anybody else has a question or comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Ramesh Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
First,
the God is treated hell. When we say Dukkhalyam Asashwatam, when we say this world is made for misery, so अगर दुख मिलना है तो यहीं पे मिलेगा हमको या वापस हम यहीं पे भोगेंगे तो फेल क्यों बनाया प्रभु?
Oh, that's good. That's a good point. Some people say, or not, Bhagavad Gita is mentioned. You see how everything becomes enlivened by now devotees are thinking. This is a very good question. I've never taken up this question before. So, Dukhalyam Ashashvatam. This is amazing. So, this is amazing how people think. This must have been asked to you by some people, that Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this word is Dukhalyam, a place of misery, and Ashashvatam, it is not eternal. Lord Krishna is not only referring to earthly planets. Everywhere it is Dukhalyam. Even what is that? Swarga is also Dukhalyam. What is the Dukha? That person gets better enjoyment than me. Then a person really can't enjoy. They are envious of each other. This is one. Now you say, why hell is there? In this earthly planet, there is relatively less pain and less happiness. I'll repeat it again. We are not too much happy and we are not too much miserable also. If we are too much happy, it is difficult, materially speaking, then we cannot perform devotional service. Make sense to you? Too much enjoyment. And if there is too much misery, then also becomes difficult. So this is the place very suitable for performing devotional service. Okay, this point is clear. Now, a person who misbehaves, he will go to hell so that he can sufficiently experience the suffering. Just like is called Yatana Sharir. It is given a special Sharir, a special body, subtle body is called Yatana Sharir, which is given to the living entity, which is not a spiritual body. It is a material thing, but it's a subtle body, and in which he can experience pain 100 times more. If somebody slaps me, I'll get some pain, but in Yatana Sharir, I'll experience 100 times more pain. Just like in the demigod body, I can experience the enjoyment of eating hundreds and thousands of times more. Eating, mating, sleep, whatever. You can experience hundreds and thousands of times more. Swarga lokam vishalam. So Swarga is for bhoga and or enjoyment, and Naraka is for suffering. So this extreme suffering in Naraka for those who do not follow dharma. Is there an answer to the question? So it's not that all kind of misery. One second, Prabhu. Shashikant, I can't hear you clearly. It's just maybe.
Yeah, I have a question. So the question is, Arjuna is giving all the illustrations, whatever he's speaking, he's quoting that it is all from Shastras.
Yes.
Guru Dharma is all this will be destroyed, all ladies will be destroyed, and Varn Chakra will be born.
Yes.
And after that, there will because of the families. But ultimately, in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna used to tell him that whatever who is his advice, this is not you are speaking like a pandit, but actually these things are not as per the Shastras.
We will discuss that in the second chapter. It's not that Krishna spoke that this is not from Shastra. You have to give the quotation where in the second chapter Krishna says that what you are speaking is not not from the Shastra. What Arjuna is speaking here about Kula Dharma, Jati Dharma, etc. is not wrong. Whatever is not wrong. It's from Shastra only. We have just quoted that. But he's also forgetting.
He's giving not fighting.
Yes. So now, I'll mute you now and explain the answer. The point is, you see, what he's speaking to you, he's using Shastra to give up his duty. He's speaking Shastra to give up his duty. Because I'll give an example. Maharaj explained very nicely. I used to have this doubt. If you see and read in Bhagavatam, when this war was fought and completed, definitely Kshatriyas were killed. No doubt about it. And many Kshatriyas were killed. But but because they had followed the Lord had a plan in mind. We must remember, Lord never will cause dharma to become declined. This is very clear or not? Lord will never cause dharma to go down. Never ever. So now, after the killing of Kauravas, Yudhishthira Maharaj became king, and not even one woman got polluted. That's what Maharaj was explaining. I explained in Bhagavatam. Not even a single woman. So his doubts, Arjuna's doubt was on the grounds that they will be polluted and there will be Varna Sankar population was baseless. But what he had said was not wrong. But he was not able to understand the plan of the Lord. Does it make sense? Not even single person was engaging in sin in the rule of Yudhishthira Maharaj. What an amazing auspicious thing which resulted by following the instructions of Lord Krishna. Okay, but it's a very good question you nevertheless asked. But Krishna never said that you are not speaking from Shastra. He was speaking from Shastra, but sometimes we speak from Shastra not really in a proper way. Just like we had discussion in Gomata products. Should we use Tulsi in our products? Earlier we were not using. So then some person who's a person before me, they had taken consultancy from another person who says it Ayurveda mentions. But what does the Bhakti Shastra mentions? If you use Tulsi for anyone else except Krishna, you cannot imagine what kind of sin it is. So we said, okay, whatever is there you make, or actually I told them to dump it in the ground and just what is that? Make it into a manure. We're not going to make further things from Tulsi. Tulsi is not for our seva. We can be healthy without Tulsi also. You understand my point? We take for our spiritual health. It's like I have Tulsi here. The one devotee gives me every day, Sanak Sanatana Prabhu, is Prasadam Tulsi, which I'm going to take. So I advance in Krishna consciousness. I don't use Tulsi. She is a associate maid servant of Srimati Krishna. I cannot use her in my service. It's unimaginable for a devotee. What does Ayurveda says? We don't know, but we definitely are going to follow Bhakti Shastra. Make sense to you? So like this. So Shastra also is quoted to suit our needs also sometimes. Many times we do like this. Just like Shastra says everybody should get married, but then you say Shastra also says sannyas. Yes. So you don't grahastha, one should enter grahastha life, yes, but one should not enter into vanapastha life and sannyas. Have you ever seen any sannyasi, my dear devotees, except in coming to ISKCON? Milind, have you ever seen any sannyasi? Yogi Mataji, nobody. So you have seen grahasthas? Yes, but no sannyasi. So only grahasthas? So that's how we see everybody only wants to follow Shastra, what he wants to follow. So that Krishna will cut. If you are talking about Kula Dharma, but then you should definitely see what is Kshatriya Dharma. Kshatriya Dharma is to fight for the cause of war, for the cause of Dharma. Before we go further, I want to elaborate one point. This Yuddha is a Dharma Yuddha. Is it not? Dharma Yuddha means Yuddha which is meant to for establishment of Dharma. Is it very clear? And that's what Arjuna is here. Following the instruction of Krishna, he will fight the war and that will lead to establishment of Dharma, which has been established in the last sloka of Bhagavad Gita. Yatra Yogeshwarah Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanardara, Tatra Shir Vijaya Bhutir, Nitir Mati Mamha, like that. So, okay. Tatra Shri, like that. The shloka is there, you know that I'm forgetting the second part. So, okay. So, now we end here.